Marvel Rivals just made a support character that actually looks fun. Yesterday, Marvel Rivals released a gameplay trailer for Loki and the release date for the closed alpha, which is unfortunate for us console guys. We'll just have to wait until the open beta or when the game actually comes out. But putting that bummer to the side, the Loki gameplay looks insane. And I wasn't joking about what I said about the support characters earlier. I think that support characters are generally boring to play as in games like Overwatch. Let me know if I'm wrong in the comments. Keep in mind, I am a casual Overwatch player who started playing only 2 or 3 years ago. Like, I only play when I get off of work. But let's look at the gameplay to see the proof that Loki is the very first support character to actually be fun in gaming. So one of the main things that makes Loki look awesome to play as is his core ability to create clones. We can see his clones do all types of things that we have never seen a support do, including a couple of things from other classes. A better name for Loki might be Loki the Well-Rounded instead of Loki the Strategist. These are some things he could do with his clones. Loki can switch places with his clones, allowing for some awesome. You could be poking an enemy from afar and then he jumps on you, only for him to realize way too late that he's been led into a trap to get jumped by you and the other teammates. I think this is mainly an escape tactic, but I can definitely see it being used in that way. Why not? I would say this ability is a much better version of what Reaper can do in Overwatch when it comes to teleportation. Reaper does it well in the right situations and when you're in flow, but in my opinion, it's far too slow and requires a bit of precognition. You have to kind of like predict when the enemy is going to shoot your face off and when he's not looking at you so that you can kind of do it strategically. Whereas Loki, it looks much faster and they show us in the trailer how it can really come in clutch in those tight spots instead of you having to fucking pose before teleporting only to get lit up. With Loki, it's instantaneous. Another awesome attacker ability that Loki has is the ability to create a turret that continuously pokes the enemy. We know how annoying and dangerous a turret can be in a game like this, although I don't believe his clone turret does that much damage. From an opponent's perspective, it will be very annoying to deal with because imagine you're getting shot by 2 Lokis and then you go to kill one, come to find out that that was the clone and now you're low on health and the main Loki is still poking you and everyone else on his team is now converging on your location. You'd be done for. We already know that he can do the standard support stuff like healing and amping abilities, duh, right? And let me know if I'm reaching with this take, but we see Loki use one of his clones to block his teammates from Iron Man's ultimate attack. That's a tank ability. Blocking attacks, sucking up damage, that's a tank ability. And it's not even his ultimate, meaning he can keep doing that. He can keep blocking attacks, ultimate attacks from enemies. The main reason I would say Loki is the best support is because he is very well rounded. Like, he has a skill set that takes qualities from every single type of class. And speaking of well-rounded, I think it would be for the best if you learn the basics of every character before using Loki, because his ultimate ability allows him to use other characters' forms and abilities. From the trailers I've seen, you would have the character's ultimate immediately ready after stealing their powers. Like, this is no competition. Loki beats every single support in Overwatch. But I have a confession to make. I barely play support. Like I said earlier, I am a casual Overwatch player. I only started playing like 3 years ago. To be honest, if I find something boring to play, I just won't play it. I initially gave playing a support a try, but found it boring and one-dimensional. But maybe I'm wrong and just spent too much time as a tank and attacker, not allowing myself to truly learn support. But I'm not competitive. So when I get off of work, I don't feel like learning to play as characters I already find boring. Something has to hook me. And I think the fact that Loki has all these abilities as a support has done this for me. Hopefully we can see for sure when the game comes out on console, because I don't have a couple of bands to spend on the PC, if I'm being honest. So I'm halfway through the script and I just found out that they aren't using the traditional titles for classes like attacker and support. Instead, they are using words like duelist and strategist. Some people may think this is an attempt to get people to stop calling them just Marvel Overwatch, but I think this makes a lot of sense considering that Loki, the character that everyone calls support, has all all these different abilities that, yes, do by definition support the team, but also has many qualities from attackers and tanks that I highlighted earlier. I like how transparent they are as far as releasing the gameplay this early to kind of give us a feel of what the game is going to be like. More so for those who've played games similar, but no doubt about it, even without seeing the gameplay, most if not all Marvel fans are going to hop on this just solely off of it having so many recognizable characters. So the only way they can mess this up is by making a bad game, and so far this looks like it will be a good game. I'm not going to sit up here and say it will kill Overwatch, but it will definitely compete for multiple reasons. The gameplay, if it turns out as great as it looks, the campaign, something that Overwatch never ever got to implement, and the recognizable characters. Everyone knows Spider-Man, why wouldn't they succeed? But no matter how much this game stands out, you're going to get people who will always compare this game to Overwatch, claiming that it's just a copy. And while I do disagree with it being just a flat out copy, and think that some of the real love is being put into this game, it is undeniable that they took heavy inspiration from Overwatch. In fact, did you know that East, the dev for Marvel Rivals, and Blizzard, the Overwatch dev, once worked together? Their business relationship eventually fell apart over the years and caused them to beef for a while. I go in further detail about the Blizzard and NetEase beef in this video.